I think it's 3 years. This sweater, maybe those are the same. It just makes me so. Green and orange are my favorite colors. So just love to crochet. Hello, so I was wanting to take a bit more of a break from crocheting this week just because I really need my wrist to heal up. I realized I haven't taken like a full proper break in a very long time, so it's just kind of been building up since the holidays, and I can feel that my body needs me to take more of a step back. I figured instead this week what I would do is show off some of my favorite pieces that I have crocheted over the last 3-ish years that I've been crocheting. I think it's 3 years. I don't actually know at this point. Yeah, I thought that it would be fun to show you all everything that I've made, especially since I haven't made videos for some of my favorite pieces. It'd be nice to show you all. So, and it's been a minute since I've worn some of these pieces just because it's been kind of warm, and so, you know, it makes it harder to wear stuff. So I will be going through different categories of items just so that everything is a bit organized. And then Appa might rub her face on, she definitely did, on the tripod. She was crying outside. So now, of course, she has to move my tripod. Oh, kitty. Hi. So I have organized everything into categories just so that things are a bit more organized. I will mention though, I have freehanded a large majority of these projects, so I don't necessarily have patterns for all of them. So ones that I do have patterns for, I'll be sure to link below, or videos for, I'll link below as well. But outside of that, some of them are just freehanded and I don't have patterns for, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that. But I will do what I can to share patterns when I have them. So with that, here are all the categories that I'll be going through: sweaters, sweater vests, amigurumi, accessories, and then like miscellaneous, just because there are some things that don't fit into those categories. With that, let us start with the first category. Now, first up is sweaters. I have probably made about 5 sweaters, but there are 2 that are my absolute favorites, so I will show those now. First up is this checkerboard sweater. I absolutely love this sweater. I know it's kind of on the more simple side, but I have gotten so much wear out of it, I think because it is more simple. I don't have a pattern for this one. This was a free-handed one that I made a couple years ago. This was only the second sweater that I had ever made, but I absolutely love it. Again, probably get the most wear out of it just because of it being a bit more simple. I also like the fact that it's like the perfect amount of boxiness on me, and it just like lays on my body really well. I really like this one. I think in some comments from a video that I made last year, I wrote down the measurements for the squares. If I remember to go find that, I will write those down in the description, but that's all I have in terms of a pattern. I just made a bunch of squares and then stitched them all together. Yeah, it's a simple pattern, but I really like it and I get so much wear out of it. All right, next up we have this sweater, my Celestial sweater. I love this sweater so much. I made it, when did I make this? I think 2 years ago at this point, which is crazy to think about, but I just love it so much. It is all of my favorite like colors. It's very whimsical, which I love as well. Now, I didn't get the most wear out of it this season just because it is such a warm sweater and we had a bit of a warmer winter, so I wasn't able to wear it as much, but I still absolutely love this. Pretty much every time I wear this sweater out and about, I get compliments from strangers, so it's definitely one where like I pick and choose when I want to interact with people, but I still absolutely love it. And honestly, this sweater and these square patterns really changed a lot for me. I'll talk about that in a bit, but I absolutely love this sweater. It holds a very special place in my heart because I also feel like this was the most complicated thing that I had made at the time, and so I don't know, it just feels very me and I love it. So I don't have an official pattern for this sweater, but I did buy the granny squares off of Etsy, so I will link the shop that I bought them from down below. But I really love these patterns for the granny squares, so I just made a bunch of them, put them together as a sweater, and I love it. I think it's super fun. So yeah, again, I will link that pattern down below. So on to the next category, which is sweater vests. So Now the next category is sweater vests. I've only made a couple so far, but I have one that I wear basically all the time and then another that I'm just super proud of. So I will grab the first one. Now this sweater vest, I think you guys have probably seen the most out of any of these items just because it's honestly the one that I have reached for the most in the last year. There's something about this more like boxy sweater vest that I just absolutely fell in love with, and it kind of unlocked a door in my brain that just started loving sweater vests, especially since they take a little bit less time than actual sweaters. And I am such a fan of layering. That's like my favorite part of fashion, is being able to layer things together. So it's just such a fun layering piece. It's like warm, but not too warm. So again, since we had a warmer winter, it was nice. I think this was like a cotton acrylic blend yarn that I got from Michaels. It's probably Loops and Threads brand, I think. Yeah, this I also freehanded. I used, I think it's, what's it called? The linen stitch? So I have the linen stitch or the moss stitch. Maybe those are the same. I don't actually know. I will fact check myself and let you know. I'm sure there's a little text blurb talking about that. I hope there is. I better have done that in editing, but I freehanded this. I put it up against some of my other clothing in order to figure out the size and the shaping and everything. But yeah, I love this sweater very, very, very much. I made it for the Ren Fair last year and it was super fun to wear there. So yeah, that's about it. Again, this is just my favorite piece that I've ever made. It's on the more simple side, but I love green and I love the way that the yarn worked up, the variegation just looks really cool. So yeah. So this one I did make a video on. If you are interested more in the process of this, I will link it below. But yeah, I really love this sweater vest. I get so much wear of it, and on to the next one. Now, this sweater vest I'm probably the most proud of. It's one of the hardest things that I have made just because of all of the diamonds, but I have a whole video on the process of making this. I did freehand it as well, but it is obviously, or hopefully obviously, inspired by Howl's jacket from Howl's Moving Castle. So that is basically my favorite movie of all time, and I love Howl and have always wanted his jacket, and so making this was so much fun. But yeah, I don't get the most wear out of it just because these colors are not exactly ones that I reach for all the time. But I mean, even just seeing it again on camera, it just makes me so happy to have, and it's one of the coolest things that I have ever made. So I'm really happy with it and happy that I decided to make it. So I do want to try and wear it a bit more, especially now that it's becoming spring. You know, I feel like brighter colors are easier to wear in the springtime. So, but yeah, I love this so much. It really makes me feel like Howl, which I love as well. And yeah, I think I mentioned this, I have a video on this, so I'll link that below. Now, the next category is accessories. So I have a few items for that. I'm going to put on, I think, the last sweater vest just because it matches a bit better the vibe of everything else that I've made. But I do love this sweater vest, so. So now for accessories. In this category, I have a couple scarves and a pair of earrings. I'll just start off with earrings. I've actually been wearing these the entire video. They are my acorn and leaf earrings that I have them as like mismatched. They are my favorite earrings that I made. I had a whole video last year of making earrings, like little crochet earrings, and I really love how these ones turned out. They are the ones that I probably reach for the most out of all of them. Really love these. I think they're so fun. And yeah, again, I have the video on that. I believe I broke down the pattern for these in that video. So now this scarf I made at the beginning of this year. I have a whole video on the process of making this, and I broke down the pattern as well. It is just these little granny squares that I put together in this pattern. I will say this took a very long time, but I'm really happy with it. It's been a very fun scarf to wear throughout the winter. I really have enjoyed it. It's also been fun having a scarf with little tassels. I think it's been a minute since I've had one with tassels, so that's been fun. But yeah, I love this one. Since it's such a basic colorway, it kind of goes with everything that I have, which is also nice. So not that I really care about that, to be honest. A scarf is a scarf, and so so I want to be warm. I love this scarf so very much, and I got a lot of wear out of it this winter, so I imagine I'll keep wearing it next winter, but I do have one other scarf that I love. Okie doke. Now, I made this scarf after the Celestial sweater just because I was getting so many compliments on it, and I wanted to wear that sweater all the time, but it wasn't always warm enough to wear that sweater, so I made this scarf, and similarly to the sweater, pretty much anytime I leave the house in this scarf, I get compliments or people staring at me, which my brain always gets confused because I'm like, why is someone staring? And then I go, oh yes, I'm wearing this scarf. So I really love this scarf, and it honestly changed a lot for me. Since I was getting so many compliments, I decided to put it up on my Etsy. I put this up on my Etsy not expecting much to happen. As the holidays slowly approached, I started selling more and more of them, and it very quickly became the most that I have ever sold of a crochet item, which was crazy and really exciting. So I really love this scarf, and it makes me so happy now knowing that there are so many people out there that also have this scarf and have something that can also make them just as happy as this makes me. So yeah, that's really cool and really fun. I try my best to not talk about my shop too much, just because I don't know. I'm happy to have the shop, and if anyone ever buys from it, I am very thankful and very appreciative, but I never want people to feel like I'm trying to like force a sale or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm very happy with this scarf, and I'm happy that there are so many people out there that also get to enjoy it. So, but yes, okay, with that, that's all of the accessories. I believe next up is Amigurumi. Now, I had a phase a couple years ago where I was absolutely obsessed with making amigurumi, and specifically these little like fruit cows. This one just happens to be my favorite, the orange color, which not super surprising. I mean, green and orange are my favorite colors, so this one is my favorite. I think it's really cute. It is honestly what unlocked the door in my brain for thinking that I could sell crochet items. So I love this one. Just chills out on my desk. I'm not as obsessed with these anymore like I was when I first started making them, but I still do really love them. And it has been a minute since I've done amigurumi, but I did make something more recently. So to preface, I am going to a concert next month. Oh my gosh, that's next month. I'm going to a concert next month with a couple friends. We all really love this group. I made versions for them with like the characters that are associated with their favorite members of the group, and so I decided to make one for myself. So also I'm seeing Stray Kids. That's just a spoiler for a video that I'm going to be making, because I'm also making my outfit for that, but I'm seeing Stray Kids and I'm really excited. So I made these little like keychains with the little characters for our favorite members. So I'm gonna have this little like fortune cookie with it, and then I did a couple Shrinky Dinks, one with 8 because it's the Dominate tour, and then I chose the like Spotify thing for their solo songs. So yeah, that's that. I have this currently sitting on my desk right now. So, but yes, I'm very excited for this concert. I don't really talk about the fact that I do listen to K-pop, but I do listen to K-pop sometimes. So, and I'm excited for this concert. And then the last category is miscellaneous. So I have 2 things in this category. I just wasn't sure where to place them. So first is the like moon phase garland that I made. I'm just going to put a clip up in here of that, since I don't want to move the camera to the living room because then Appa's going to get too excited and then try to knock over the camera again. So I still have that up. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever made. It's a nice thing to walk home to, and then also to just see hanging up while we're hanging out in the living room. So I really love that. And then the other thing is my smiley face mosaic. Now, I had this hanging up in my background for a good while, but I decided to take it down just because I realized that it was basically just throwing a blanket over my mess and trying to pretend that it wasn't there. So I took it down, and instead it's folded in half because I've actually had it on the back of my desk chair. I really enjoy this and love it, and it's a fun little thing to like walk into the office to my desk too. But with that, I think that is everything. So yeah, that is everything. Those are all of my favorites. I think this is actually just my top 10 favorites in general. But yeah, obviously I have made so much more than this. I have a bunch of videos on all of my other projects and some stuff that I made before I was filming videos, but these are definitely my like top 10 favorite things. But yeah, I just love to crochet. I'm so happy that I decided to teach myself a couple of years ago, and now I have a closet full of all of these pieces that I just absolutely love, and I can look around and see all of these things that I've made, and now there are also people out in the world that have things that I have made, and I don't know, it's just very cool and very special. I am sad that I had to like take a little bit of a break just to let my hand rest up, but I know that that's important. So the next video I won't be crocheting either, just because I'm trying to actually give myself some proper rest, but I have a bunch of things that I've already made, so that's okay. And I will be just as happy to pick up the crochet hook once again once I'm feeling better. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what I keep creating in the future and all the new things that I'll keep making. I love crochet as like an art medium. I think it's really fun. So, but with that, I do think that that is everything. So if there is anything else you want to see from me, just let me know down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and everything, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Meow. Hello. Oh yeah, I cut my hair. I cut it last night because I was tired of the length, so it's like that much shorter. I had a whole video last year making what? So to preface, am I gonna include this in the video? I don't know. I love that I wrote out a script and I didn't reference it almost ever. I maybe would get like a snippet and then would just babble. So I am really hoping that editing this is not a beast to edit. So, but yes, anyways, thank you all for watching until the end of the video. I enjoy adding in these little like, I don't know, they feel like little like real check-ins. Not that I'm not being real and throughout the whole video, but I don't know, it feels like breaking the ice a bit, breaking the wall, and just being real, you know? So if you watched to the end, thank you. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. Oh, and I can give you a little spoiler. I want to try and make a dice tower. So I know that's very different from what I have been doing, but again, I gotta come up with ideas since my poor hand needs a break. So also, if you have ideas for videos you want to see that aren't crochet, please let me know, because clearly my body's telling me I need to rest up. So anyways, I should go. I'll see you all next time. Bye.